You woke up this morning, made your coffee, maybe stretched a little, and didn't think twice about it. But what if I told you that something you did in the first 10 minutes of your day could lead to a fall, a trip to the hospital, or even months of painful recovery? For millions of older adults, small morning habits are quietly causing big health problems. And the worst part? Most people don't even know they're making these mistakes. But today, we're changing that. In this video, I'll show you the 4 most common and dangerous morning mistakes people over 60 make, and more importantly, how to avoid them so you can stay strong, steady, and independent. Let's start with the first one, a habit that might seem harmless, but could be putting your joints, your balance, and your safety at serious risk. Have you ever wondered how something as ordinary as getting out of bed could lead to a life-changing injury? It's a question few of us consider until it's too late. For millions of Americans over the age of 60, what feels like a harmless part of the morning routine may actually be putting their health at serious risk. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to habits we once brushed off. The morning stiffness that greets us when we wake up? That's more than just a sign of getting older. It's a signal we should be listening to. Most people assume that tight joints or sore muscles in the morning are just an inevitable part of aging. And while it's true that reduced synovial fluid, stiffer tendons, and slower circulation are natural with age, ignoring these changes can have real consequences. According to the CDC, nearly 36 million falls are reported among older adults every year in the US, many of which happen in the morning, often due to stiff joints and rushed movements. One wrong step can lead to a fractured hip, surgery, months of recovery, and a serious loss of independence. Consider the story of George Whitman, a 76-year-old grandfather from Minnesota. George prided himself on staying active. He gardened, walked daily, and even played casual golf with friends. But each morning, he'd ignore the tightness in his knees, saying, "A little ache won't stop me." One morning, while quickly getting up to answer the door, he twisted awkwardly and fell. The result, a broken hip, a shoulder injury, and 6 months in physical therapy. "I thought I was tough enough to power through," George later admitted, "but I wish I had listened to my body." These experiences aren't rare. In fact, many seniors share the same mindset: power through the stiffness, ignore the discomfort, and keep moving. But the smarter approach is gentler and far more effective. Doctors and physical therapists now recommend taking just 3 to 5 minutes each morning to slowly wake up your body before even sitting up. While lying in bed, begin by gently wiggling your fingers and toes. Slowly rotate your ankles and wrists. Bend your knees, stretch your arms overhead, and breathe deeply. These subtle movements help stimulate blood flow, loosen stiff joints, and signal to your muscles that it's time to start the day. When you're ready to sit up, do so carefully and pause on the edge of the bed for a moment before standing. Making this simple habit part of your daily routine doesn't just protect you from injury, it empowers you. It gives you control over how you move, how you feel, and how you start your day. It's an act of kindness to your future self, one that can lead to better mobility, fewer aches, and more confidence as you go about your morning. Because if something as small as a stretch can save you from months in rehab, isn't it worth those extra few minutes? In the next section, we'll uncover another seemingly harmless habit that could be affecting your balance and safety before you even step out of your bedroom. Have you ever experienced morning stiffness that made it hard to move? What's your current strategy for handling it? Let us know in the comments below. Your experience might help someone else. Have you ever stood up so quickly in the morning that the room spun around you? It's a moment most people dismiss, a little lightheadedness, a brief wobble, maybe even a chuckle about getting old. But for older adults, this sudden dizziness isn't just inconvenient, it can be dangerous. In fact, it's one of the hidden triggers behind thousands of serious falls each year. What's really happening? It's something called orthostatic hypotension, a drop in blood pressure that occurs when you shift from lying down to standing up too fast. When we sleep, blood naturally pools in the lower half of the body. If you leap out of bed in the morning, your cardiovascular system may not have enough time to compensate, temporarily reducing blood flow to the brain. The result? Dizziness, blurred vision, or even fainting. According to the National Institute on Aging, over 30% of people over age 65 experience orthostatic hypotension, and many don't even realize it. What they do notice, however, are the dangerous consequences: sudden loss of balance, unexpected falls, and emergency room visits. Falls are the leading cause of injury and injury-related deaths in seniors in the US, with nearly 1 in 4 older adults reporting a fall every year. Take the story of Helen Roberts, a 71-year-old retired nurse from Colorado. Helen had always considered herself strong and steady on her feet. But one cold January morning, she jumped out of bed to answer a phone call and immediately felt the room tilt. Her legs buckled beneath her. She hit the floor hard, breaking her wrist and bruising her ribs. "I was just trying to answer the phone," she said later. "I had no idea my blood pressure could drop like that." After that fall, Helen made a change. Instead of rushing out of bed, she adopted a gentle morning routine. Now, she begins her day by taking a few deep breaths while lying down, then slowly rolling onto her side. She sits up carefully, letting her body adjust before rising to her feet with the help of a nearby nightstand. "It's just a minute or two," she says, "but it's made all the difference." Doctors recommend the same approach for anyone over 60. Lie still for a few moments after waking. Wiggle your fingers and toes to promote circulation. Roll onto your side slowly, then use your arms to push yourself into a sitting position. Pause for 30 to 60 seconds while sitting, taking deep breaths. Stand up carefully, using a sturdy surface for support if needed. Walk slowly for the first few steps as your body fully adjusts. Even something as simple as keeping a night light by your bed can reduce risk, especially in darker winter mornings. Clear pathways and ensure your slippers or shoes have good traction to prevent slips. These small adjustments add up to big protection. They give your body time to find its footing, literally, before you jump into the day. More importantly, they help preserve your independence by preventing falls that could result in long recoveries or permanent complications. In the next part, we'll look at a surprisingly common morning mistake that affects not only your energy, but also your brain health. Have you ever experienced a wave of dizziness in the morning? What helped you manage it, or what will you do differently starting tomorrow? Share your thoughts below. When was the last time you drank a glass of water before your morning coffee? It's easy to overlook. After all, when you wake up groggy and craving caffeine, hydration is usually the last thing on your mind. But skipping water first thing in the morning, especially for older adults, can quietly undermine your health in ways you might not even realize. After 6 to 8 hours of sleep, your body wakes up dehydrated. You may not feel it, but your cells are already thirsty. During the night, you lose fluids simply by breathing and sweating, even in cooler weather. And because our sense of thirst diminishes with age, many older adults don't recognize they're dehydrated until symptoms show up: headaches, fatigue, dizziness, dry skin, even brain fog. According to the National Institutes of Health, dehydration is one of the top 10 causes of hospitalization for seniors in the US. It can affect everything from memory and mood to blood pressure and heart health. Thickened blood due to lack of fluid forces your heart to work harder, reduces circulation, and can even impair kidney function over time. Let's take the story of Linda Carter, a 73-year-old retired piano teacher from Oregon. For years, she started her day with coffee and moved straight into her morning routine without a sip of water. Over time, she noticed she was constantly tired by mid-morning, and she had frequent headaches and occasional dizzy spells. "I thought it was just part of aging," she recalls. It wasn't until a friend in her walking group suggested she try drinking water first thing in the morning that she discovered the difference. "Within a week, I felt more awake, more focused, and the headaches faded," Linda says. "Now I keep a glass of water by my bed, and it's the first thing I reach for." Hydrating first thing in the morning helps jumpstart your metabolism, replenishes your organs, and supports brain function. Experts suggest drinking at least 8 to 16 ounces of water within the first 30 minutes of waking up. If plain water isn't appealing, adding a slice of lemon not only boosts flavor, but also aids digestion and provides a dose of vitamin C. Here are a few simple strategies to make morning hydration part of your daily routine. Keep a glass or a bottle of water on your nightstand. Make it the first thing you see. Pair your water with your medications or vitamins so it becomes a built-in habit. Avoid reaching for coffee right away. Wait until you've hydrated first. Make it enjoyable. Use a cup or bottle you love, or flavor your water with fruit or herbs. Over time, this habit can help you feel more energized, support healthy digestion, regulate blood pressure, and improve your focus. And best of all, it's simple, free, and only takes a minute. In the next section, we'll tackle a beloved morning ritual that might be quietly sabotaging your gut health and stress levels. Have you made hydration part of your morning routine yet? What changes have you noticed, or what's holding you back? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Is your morning cup of coffee silently sabotaging your health? It's a question worth asking, especially if you're over 60 and coffee is the first thing that touches your lips each day. For many of us, coffee isn't just a beverage, it's a ritual, a source of comfort, even a daily motivation. But when consumed on an empty stomach, it can set off a cascade of issues that leave your body more stressed than soothed. Let's break it down. When you wake up, your cortisol levels, the hormone that helps regulate energy and alertness, are naturally at their highest. Adding caffeine to this hormonal spike can overstimulate your system, leading to anxiety, irritability, or energy crashes later in the day. Coffee also stimulates acid production in the stomach, which can trigger acid reflux, heartburn, and digestive discomfort, especially when there's no food in your system to buffer it. In a study published by the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, researchers found that consuming coffee on an empty stomach can significantly increase gastric acid levels and may worsen symptoms of gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD, in older adults. Over time, this habit may contribute to chronic gut issues, weakened nutrient absorption, and persistent fatigue. Take the case of Harold Bennett, a 74-year-old retired carpenter from Pennsylvania. Every morning, Harold would pour himself a tall mug of strong black coffee before eating anything. It had been his routine for decades, but in recent years, he noticed that his mornings were often accompanied by stomach pain, jitteriness, and a strange feeling of running on empty by mid-morning. It wasn't until his daughter, a nurse, gently suggested he eat something first that things began to change. He started with a slice of whole grain toast and half a banana before his coffee. Within days, the heartburn subsided, and he felt noticeably more balanced. It was such a small change, Harold said, but it made a huge difference. So, what should you do if you love your morning coffee but want to avoid the discomfort? Experts recommend a few simple adjustments. Eat a light breakfast first. Something gentle like oatmeal, toast, or yogurt. This helps neutralize stomach acid and supports steady energy release. Choose lower acid coffee. Cold brew or specific low acid blends can be gentler on the digestive system. Add milk or a dairy alternative. This can reduce acidity and add nutrients. Wait 30 to 60 minutes after waking to drink coffee, allowing your natural cortisol rhythm to settle. Stay hydrated. Start your day with water before your caffeine fix to replenish fluids and support digestion. These small changes don't require giving up your beloved brew. Instead, they allow you to enjoy it without the unwanted side effects. You'll likely find that your mood, digestion, and energy levels benefit as a result. In the final section, we'll bring all these small adjustments together into one empowering morning routine that supports health, clarity, and confidence. Do you usually drink your coffee before eating in the morning? Have you noticed how it makes you feel? Share your experience below. We'd love to hear your story.